What is going on, everyone? I'm back. And hopefully, we can get back now to a week of semi-normalcy after last week being so confusing, so much crap going on, and me basically having, being so behind on everything. On today's show, obviously, we'll talk all about my day off, where we are with our current goals, which were just figured out on Friday. But also today, I'm going to react to the Silent Hill F trailer that just dropped the other day. So, yes, we'll actually have some gaming and some chill vibes on today's show. Today's going to be a very laid back streaming day with the games that we're playing, Suikoden and Avowed. So, if you're ready to relax and have a good time, you're in the right place, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you in just a sec for the first episode of the week of the Level 1 Podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content, because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo! Because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Oh!
Alrighty, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. It is Sunday, the 16th of March, 2025. I'm DSP, and welcome to a brand new streaming week. 6 days this week of streams, although there are going to be some night streams that I'm going to be off, where I have to do some personal stuff behind the scenes, and I certainly hope that you will all join me for the fun over the course of the week. Nice, chill, good stuff coming up, okay? So it's funny. I was setting up for today, and as I'm setting up for today, I picked this RGB background, and I thought about it for a second. I was like, when was the last time that I actually used this RGB background? Well, oops, did I screw this up? I guess I did. Someone just pointed it out. Okay, I fixed it. This RGB background, I believe, is called like radioactive or something like that. Okay, it's supposed to have to do with like a Geiger counter going off because something is radioactive in the environment or whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, the last time that I used this was when we were playing Stalker 2. And I thought, oh yeah, Stalker 2, that game that we invested quite a lot of time in. But then we were hitting a wall, and it basically was becoming a lot less fun, like really less fun. And we just dropped. And I thought about it, and I was like, did anyone actually complain about that? There was maybe like one or two people who even mentioned it, but I don't think anyone cared. And it just stands to reason, I hate to say it, a lot of these games that have come out in the last year, they just come out and people play them because they exist. But I really don't think that many of them actually get the kind of like dedicated play, the kind of action or attention, the kind of hype that any of those games usually used to get. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, here's all the hot fall releases coming out. And you get hyped for them. They come out, you play them. Everyone's talking about them. Everyone beats them. Everyone has something to say. Now the game comes out, it's like, oh, we talk about it for like a day. And then, okay, what's the next one? Well, wait, what about this one that just came out? Yeah. And with Stalker 2, the only reason that I played it was because you guys had said you thought I would be interesting to watch me try it, because I tried Stalker 1 and hated it, but this one was going to be more modernized, and that game was just so full of issues, right? It was definitely a little bit of a wonky, unpolished game, although it performed well for what it was, knowing the production budget, knowing the trials and tribulations the devs had gone through. But at the end of the day, it just didn't even feel like a completed game experience. And since I was reaching endgame, it was just getting worse and worse. It was just, oh yeah, people can see me from a mile away and shoot me with a shotgun and take 80% of my life from across a field. Like, what is going on? And it just got so tedious and annoying. You remember that last stream where you had to go through a staircase to escape, and there was literally no way to fight the enemies and win. You had to just pump yourself full of a bunch of drugs and adrenaline and run out. And that's stupid. Like, wow, this game is poorly made. But it's just weird because we spent so much time with that game, and it was finally getting to a point where the plot was interesting, and then the gameplay just got so bad, and I stopped playing it, and no one asked for it again. Like, wow. But that's what I mean. Like, so many games are like that now. You can play them a couple times, like, no one cares. Wow. It's so different. Back, it used to be, hey, when I start a game, people absolutely want me to finish it. They want to see it from start to finish. They want to hear my opinion. Now it's just kind of like, meh. Half these games aren't even worth the time to finish, Right now, I'm having way more time and way more fun, I should say, with the time I'm spending in the games I'm playing. Like, I really like the Suikoden collection, of course. Why wouldn't I? These are classics from the 1990s PS1 JRPG era. So obviously I'm loving this remake. Avowed, for as much as we've played it, the open world exploration has been good. Now, today we're doing the story. Will it be good? I don't know, but I'm still having fun with the game, and we always have chill interactive streams when I play it, right? Call of Duty has actually been good with this Ninja Turtles event and everything. We've had a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to jumping back into it tomorrow as Master Splinter, mutating everyone into piles of mutagen with the stick. Like, it's going to be cool, right? Street Fighter's been pretty good recently, playing the more old school games rather than focusing on the crappy modern ones. And of course, Pirate Yakuza is a game that is exactly as expected. Fun, quirky, interesting, chill, fun, lots of interaction, fun combat, It's all as to be expected. Now, this week we're going to have Assassin's Creed Shadows coming up on Thursday. And I think for a lot of people, this is a big question mark. Will this game be any good or not? No one seems to know. I don't either. Of course, now, the people who are allowed to play it early access are absolutely kissing its butt. It's pretty ridiculous. And then one person is like, my wife found this review. She's trying to see, she's interested in playing it. And she's reading this review. She says, why in the review did this guy start mentioning that there's a tie-in that if you buy Red Bull or something like that you can get or if you go to the Red Bull website and you enter, you could get a code that gives you in-game DLC. I said, are you for real? She's like, yeah, it's right here in the review. I said, so the guy put an ad in his review, because that's all that is. That's an advertisement. So it begins, okay? It begins, the big ad campaign to try to push this game down our throats this week. Anyway, so that's what I mean. Like, the stuff I'm doing. Oh, of course, indie games too. Like, I can't wait to play Kiosk again and wrap it up and then play another indie game this week. I think it's going to be a good amount of fun. I do. So with everything that we've been doing, honestly, I think I've been having way more fun than just forcing myself to play a game like Stalker 2, where we played it for a while, but man, it didn't equate to much. It was kind of a game that was kind of empty. You know what I mean? Like, didn't have substance. I'm just having a better time relaxing with you guys, and that's what it's all about this week anyway, with what we're doing. And we'll talk about the full schedule in a few minutes. But I'm back, and I hope that you all had a great Saturday. I did. I actually had, legitimately, a really good Saturday. Okay, I did. So, what did I do on Saturday? Well, I spent time with my wife, which is what I needed to do. Enough of this baloney with drama and bad stuff happening, and instead, just spending a nice day off the internet with my family is exactly what I needed to do. Spent a lot of time with her. She actually was doing some different kinds of chill gaming stuff. We watched some TV together. We had some good food. I ran my usual errands, but particularly it wasn't so bad of a week where I had to do a million things. It was just relaxing. And, that's exactly what I think we needed here. A nice, relaxing day. And it worked out well. It allows me to come back refreshed of nice, calm mind today and jump into a brand new week of excitement and not feel like, oh, I'm in the middle of all this crap. Like, last week was the opposite. Last week was like, I was so stressed out and messed up in the head and everything that, going into last week. And now this week, things are just much better. Okay, so I'm very excited for all of that. Now, if you're expecting drama, you're in the wrong spot. This is not a place for drama. This is a place to chill and enjoy each other's company and have fun with games. And that's what you guys want. That's what you have expressed to me you want, and that's what you're going to get. All right. So I hope that you guys are ready for some chill fun today. You're in the right spot for that. Okay. And thanks for hanging out with me. So let's begin with how we're doing, what we're working toward, and all that before we get to gaming and other stuff. All right. So, FYI, last week was awesome when it comes to hitting goals, when it comes to the events that we did. I mean, number one, we hit a bunch of goals and we unlocked the Five Nights at Freddy's Marathon on Monday. The Five Nights at Freddy's Marathon was incredibly successful, playing through all these Five Nights games, me having a new opinion towards the series. Now, like I said, I'll probably go back and eventually replay 1 and try to beat it, or play 4 and get further in it, because they're both seem to be really good games that I'd like to play again. All right. Then again, you guys rallying, hitting goals again. We ended up doing a DSP Tries It in the middle of the week, which was a one-off random one of Girl Scout cookies. Admittedly, kind of a weird one, but we wanted to break it up and not have every single DSP Tries It be fast food, fast food. And then we came to a determination that this next DSP Tries It also will be special, because again, it won't be fast food or anything. I'm actually going to be getting food from a British restaurant in my area that we discovered does British meat pies, as well as bangers and mash and all kinds of different sides and stuff. So when we hit the goal this week of 70 goals obtained, it's time to try British cuisine for the very first time. I have never, ever had British cuisine in my life. So this will be very interesting to try out for the first time and see what it's like. I'm sure many of you probably have never had it either. You know, it's not really readily available. I didn't even know that this place existed. And then I started searching for like a variety of cuisine in my area, and it popped up and it's relatively new. I'm like, oh, that's why I didn't even know it existed. It just opened like in the last year. So, well, here you go. Immediately, Ellipsian says, well, British food sucks. It's the blandest shit ever. I don't know. Is it? A lot of people say that British food, if made right, is good, but that a lot of people just make it bland and it's not good. So I don't know. I'll tell you this, if it's bland, I don't know why people in the United States would like it. People here like things that are just piled on grease and cheese and seasoning, right? So if this food's bland, I can't imagine this place doing well. But I want to try it. It's something different, right? So we're at 64 goals hit, all right? If realistically we start hearing about or start hitting goals, relatively, consistently, we could probably end up doing this around Tuesday, Wednesday, because we got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. If that's 6 goals in a row, then we could do it Wednesday, right? Or if we have a little bit more, speed there, we could actually do it earlier. However, it might not necessarily be as fast as people think. And the reason being is very simple. I got to take a couple night streams off this week. It's looking right now like it'll probably be Tuesday and Wednesday night. I don't want to, but it's that time of year. I have to get around to working on my tax stuff. I can't put it off any longer at this point. There's about a month left to do it. I'm like, well, here we go. Just what I want to do. Sit here and go through all these numbers and plug them into a spreadsheet and put all this information. And it gives me a headache. It bugs my eyes out. But I got to do it. It's frustrating, but that's life. That's America. Maybe they will abolish the income tax and I won't ever have to do it moving forward, as Trump's been discussing. But until they do, I got to do this every year. All right. So it really sucks. It probably, at the least, I have to miss Tuesday night. I just have to. I'm going to take the whole night to sit here and work as hard as I can and get as much done as I can. But it's just a tremendous amount of information to try to put together all at once. Plus, I got to scan documents and upload documents and do all this shit. All right. Likely, I got to do several days. All right. I'm hoping at most 2, but if it's more, what can I do? Right. So, let's see how it goes. But yeah, because I'm going to be missing streams this week, it likely means that unless we have like a crazy rally of overwhelming support, we're probably not going to be doing DSP Tries It in the first half of the week. And listen, I know some people are disappointed because they're like, well, Monday is St. Patrick's Day. Why can't you eat the British food on St. Patrick's Day? What can I do? It's just the timing. the timing of stuff. I know it would have been perfect to have it on St. Patrick's Day, but listen, I'm not expecting that today we're going to be hitting 6 goals so that we could do this thing tomorrow. I mean, if we do, obviously tremendously amazing, and thank you in advance if anyone contributes today to hit these goals, but I'm just not foreseeing that insane level of support today, you know? So let's see. I mean, tomorrow would be perfect, but some people are like, British food on the Irish holiday. I know that's what I said. And then people were like, yeah, but these meat pies and stuff have like Guinness in them. And Guinness, you know, is perfect for the holiday. And I was like, I guess. I don't really know. To be honest, I don't really pay attention. But yeah, I guess we'll see. Eating British food on the Irish holiday would be so funny. Well, again, I don't foresee it happening, you know. So anyway, let's see how it goes this week. I'm expecting, like I said, probably with DSP tries, it will probably hit it around the middle of the week to maybe later in the week, being that I have to have some streams off this week. We'll play it by ear. Now, there's also another thing to mention that we have to figure out, which no one has really thought of because we've been moving so quickly. We just did a 50-goal marathon event last Monday, okay? Not even a week ago. But we're already at such an accelerated pace. What about the 100? Right? If we keep on pace for how we're doing, okay, arguably, let's say we keep hitting 10 goals a week, because we actually been doing more than that, but this week I'm taking streams off. Let's say we hit 10 goals a week. Well, then that means probably by the very end to early next month, okay, we're going to be hitting 100 goals. And the question is, what do you guys want to do for that event? And it's just going to be a little different. Allow me to explain. My birthday's coming up. Okay, my birthday is the first week of April. Taking a look at the calendar right now. Okay, and I almost always do a birthday marathon on my birthday or right before or right after, because it all depends on the day. This year, my birthday falls on a Sunday. Okay, so it would be perfect to come back from, I have a day off, maybe Saturday to spend with my wife, and then that Sunday is a big marathon to celebrate my birthday. But if I'm already having a marathon on the 6th because it's my birthday, then what's the 100-goal reward going to be? Because every 50, we've been doing a marathon, but I'm already going to do a marathon, right? So we got to kind of figure out, what is it exactly that we want to do? I don't know. What do you guys think? Does anyone have any ideas of something special that we can do for 100 goals hit? So to give some perspective here, first marathon we did was a Mega Man Rageathon where I played the first 3 Mega Man games and I was drunk. So it was pretty hard to do, but we got through them. We could always continue that. The second marathon we did was Viewer's Choice, where you guys nominated and then voted on games for me to play during that marathon. Some of them were fun, but we'll never play again. But others, like Onimusha, we did play a whole playthrough of, and it worked out really well. Okay? Third marathon we just did, that was Five Nights at Freddy's. So, what do you think? Let's see here. A 24-hour stream is never going to happen. I'll tell you why. Here's why 24 hours is just not viable. Number one, I'm too old. I'm in my 40s. I'm not fit enough to sit here in this chair for 24 hours straight and not have physical issues and not kill myself. All right, I'm just being honest. And, as it is now, I got to get up every hour. I got to move around. I can't do it by myself. If I had a team of people, if it was me with 2 other guys, and we were tagging in and out, I can't just do it myself. Sorry. It's just for my health reasons. And number 2, I have a wife. I'm not going to say, hey, so honey, I'm not spending any time with you at all for the next day because I have to stream 24 hours. So, so that's not going to happen. All right, just to be honest, the 24-hour thing will never happen. Someone said, how about a marathon of the bad games that AVGN played? Well, AVGN has played a zillion bad games, right? And I don't know which ones would actually be viable because some of those games are NES, and are they on the Switch, emulator? Probably not. Some of the worst games probably aren't on there. Only the best ones. So how exactly would you play the worst games? Can't do emulators anymore. That's out. That's been ruled out. Nintendo shut all that shit down. So I'm actually not sure. I would like to do it. I think that would be fun. I'd play like Silver Surfer and get tortured. Friday the 13th. All the games that he played at the beginning that were like the worst NES games possible, right? But how would I do it? We'd have to figure out how viable would that be, right? um, Retro game night. Again, I'm okay with that. Like a retro game day where we just go through a whole bunch of retro games while I'm drinking and stuff. No, I know Switch emulator was shut down, but the thing is, all the ROM sites are gone. Like they used to actively have like all the freaking ROM sites, right? Every game was out there. Now they've all either been scared into hiding or they've been shut down by Nintendo. Nintendo does not want anyone emulating their shit. So it's like, it's not an easy thing to do. That's why they want you buying everything on their stupid Switch Switch subscription program or whatever. Yeah, I'm not doing any shout outs yet. Someone said they sent me a tip. I haven't done any shout outs yet. I will in a few minutes. Okay. Star Wars marathon. How could I pull that off? Like, what kind of Star Wars marathon? A retrospective marathon. I haven't done one of those in a million years. And that would be like dependent on people nominating stuff uh from my past to be able to watch it. Hmm. Well, here's the thing. This is the first time I'm mentioning it. We definitely need to brainstorm this for a while. I want to make sure that the 100 goal reward is a really good one that you guys want. And then we're also doing the birthday marathon, you see? So the 100 goal reward is dependent on when we hit 100 goals. But the birthday marathon will happen probably on my birthday or right around it. So FYI, we're going to have a ton of special events coming up in early April, it sounds. It does. It sounds like early April is going to be like a ton of stuff saved up, which is fine. I know that it'll be a little weird because we're going to be doing special long form streams and stuff. But, I'm good with that. If you take a look at the early April, all right, we have Atom Fall on March 27th. The Switch 2 Direct is April 2nd, but the full game that comes out in early April is South of Midnight, and I am interested in that one. So it's not that much. We definitely have potential to have time to do a whole bunch of extra stuff in early April with these events, okay? So whatever you guys want, maybe we could do maybe for the 100 goal one, we do one, and then for the birthday one, we do something I want to do, right? Like I'm going to be honest, I really enjoyed the Mega Man Marathon. I thought the Mega Man Marathon was super fun. I had an absolute great time with it. Playing the retro Mega Man games, the music and everything, getting buzzed. It was fun. And maybe that should be like my birthday marathon is I play what I want to play. And then for the 100 reward marathon, we do what you guys want. I'm okay with that. But let's talk about it. Let's figure it out together. We're going to have a couple of weeks at least to work on it and figure it out. All right. And it's going to be fun. This new system of, doing these tiered milestone rewards has worked really well. And, I can't wait to continue it. All right. So if you want to see British food, including meat pies and more this week, please let's hit the goals. Let's get to 70. Let's get our first goal hit today. As you know, when we have been playing the Suikoden collection, I've been having a great time with it, like an absolute great time with it. And we've actually also been hitting all of the goals every single time that I play Suikoden. So let's hit it again today, right? Let's keep this pattern going of supporting retro RPGs that mean something to me that I can add to a lot and make a great playthrough of, okay? Let's keep it up, and thank you to those who have been doing that all along. I really appreciate you, okay? So notably, let's do some shout-outs right now. Then we'll review the schedule for the week. Then I'm going to react to this Silent Hill F trailer, and then we'll go from there, okay? All right, so let's start at the beginning. Let's take a look. So thank you, JDTV, for a $1 tip. If and when anything will happen with anything, I will announce it formally. Fair enough. So I hope that you understand that once again, you hear rumors and you hear things, and unless you hear it from the king's mouth, it's not true. It's that simple. Okay? Right now, I have nothing to announce whatsoever about anything. So there you go. Okay. I received a $2 tip. I think a Lego Games marathon would be sick. It ties in with DSP Builds It. There's many types of Lego games you could play. They're digestible and have fun missions throughout. You know, ages ago, I pitched various Lego games. I have played Lego games over the years. Some of them included Lego Batman, Lego Marvel Superheroes. A long time ago, I think I did Lego Jurassic World when it was brand new. Yeah, there's just a ton of good stuff, okay? And the thing is, they're a certain style of game. What do I mean by that? I mean that they are not super serious. A lot of them are very cartoony and fun, and they kind of take the IPs that they're associated with, maybe like Star Wars. Remember I did this whole Star Wars Lego trilogy years ago? And it was very entertaining to play through that because it is kind of silly. All right. But a marathon of Lego, I don't know. Like I could see like doing a playthrough of a Lego game and we bring it back from time to time as a chill night stream. I don't think people are going to care that much about Lego. And who wants to see someone jump between various Lego games in the same stream, right? So I don't know. I'm not completely shutting it down, but as a marathon, I don't think so. As a playthrough or a game we play as a chill stream from time to time, that I can see. But I don't necessarily see it as a marathon potential or a marathon material. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Thanks, Kev92, for a €5 super chat. What's hilarious is the stuff you're bringing up, I know absolutely nothing about, and it's just, nonsensical stuff right now, and I'm not even going to address it. Okay? You got to understand, what did I say at the beginning of the show? I said there's no drama. This is a chill stream. We're going to relax. We're going to have fun. As much as you guys want to try to derail and push stuff into a direction like that, it's not going to go that way. So you can just cut the shit right now. I don't care about this stuff. I never did. Okay? Okay. All right. So, we got a super chat. We got a couple of tips. Right? Let's get our first contributions in. Let's get our first sub or gifted sub over on Kick. And let's get a membership or a gifted membership on YouTube. All right, let's get those first things. Then we'll have one of each to start the day, nice and fresh. So, yes, Abdullah, I literally just said I'm playing Assassin's Creed Shadows this week. In fact, we're going to go through the schedule in just a moment. All right, but I don't think Thursday's on the schedule yet. No, it's not. It'll be on the schedule as of tonight. But I am playing it on Thursday. We're going to give it a shot. No, I'm not getting a Meta Quest 3 and doing VR. We already... I'm not going to invest a whole bunch of money into VR just so I could drop it again within like a month. And essentially, I've been there, done that. I know the gimmick. There's no real killer apps for these things. And I can't interact with you guys when I'm in the VR headset anyway, because you can't, see things. You can't shout out anything. So, nah, I'm not doing VR. It's a waste of time. Detractors are sad that a $5 super chat and says AVGN's friend Mike Matei actually plays all the games and records the footage. James is a fake gamer. Detractors are sad. Are you like a decade? Are you living in like 2015? You do realize that the Angry Video Game Nerd doesn't do anything with Mike Matei for like tons of years. The Angry Video Game Nerd teamed up with this company a long time ago called Screenwave Media. Okay, they are a partnership network on YouTube. They essentially only have and care about James Rolfe. Okay, I think they have a few other minor people under their umbrella, but it's just James Rolfe. And James wanted to retire a very long time ago. Like he was done with all of this. If the story goes, he went to make his movie. His movie was the most arduous, challenging, stressful, awful thing he ever did in his life. It essentially ruined his life. It tanked. It made no money. He lost money on it. And when he came back from doing it, he was just like a crushed guy. Like everything that he wanted to do like failed, and he's like, "Well, fuck this," and he was going to quit. And then basically what happened was, this Screenwave company said, "Well, you're our moneymaker. So here's what we want to do. Like, we want to take up the reins of the AVGN content. We'll write the episodes. We'll play the games. We'll capture the footage for you. We'll do all of this stuff. And all you got to do is act. No longer do you have to write the scripts. No longer do you have to have involvement. We'll do it all." And so all of a sudden, people started to notice a distinct difference in the quality of the AVGN episodes. The production quality actually increased. Like you started to see crazy effects and things like that. Hired actors were coming in as extras. But the actual writing, the quality of the episodes dipped because it wasn't funny anymore. It was just it felt faked or staged because it was. He wasn't writing them. Now, from time to time, he apparently does still have his hand in certain episodes, but man, they're just not what they used to be. Like, for example, he made one about a month ago, and people were telling me in the chat about it. They were asking me, "Did you ever play Gex?" And I was like, "No, I never played Gex." Why? And because AVGN just did an episode on it. So I went and I watched it, and it's a Gex trilogy, right? He's playing the Gex trilogy. I literally didn't crack a smile the entire video. There was nothing funny at all in the entire video. It was just, you could tell he didn't write it. You could tell he's just an actor. Someone played it, someone captured it, awful. I'm like, oh God. Like, this is the thing is though, is that sometimes there is an episode that's pretty good. And every once in a while, I'll drop by his channel just to check it out and see if anything is good. And sometimes there's good stuff. Like, last year he had a really good episode. Well, not last year, maybe 2 years. I don't even know. He had a Halloween episode that was based on his old Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde reviews, and it had a tie-in with like what's the oh God, what's the movie about the possession of the girl? And everyone says like no, not Poltergeist. Fuck, I can't think of the name of it right now. But it's the one where the girl's head spins and she vomits everywhere. So it's a whole tie-in episode where he acts like he's a priest and everything, and it's well done. And I was like, dude, he had big input in this episode. Maybe he didn't do the whole thing, but he definitely had big input in that. The Exorcist, thank you. I have no idea why I couldn't figure that out. The Exorcist. So that was a good one. So every once in a while he does a good one, and most of the time they're bad. But he hasn't had anything with Mike Matei or anything in 100 years. Like, they do nothing together anymore. So you're like way outdated. Detractors are sad. Like, seriously, I don't know where you get your information from, but you got to get caught up. How do you not know the lore? Okay. An Army of Tigers also did a $5 super chat. Says, "Happy Sunday. Have a great week. Thank you, Army of Tigers. I appreciate that. I plan to have a pretty good week." Okay. All right. I received a $5 tip. Hold on. From the hottest woman in college. Yes, I'm sure. I'm in favor of abolishing income tax. Good riddance. Anyways, what's your ideal tax system? I don't know. I honestly don't know, because every time that I hear that they're going to do like tax reform and stuff, I get nervous, because our lawmakers tend to have a big idea that sounds good, but then they don't implement it right. Like universal health care, right? Oh, that sounds good, right? Hold on, I'm trying to load the site is erroring. There we go. Here we are. So did this thing just? Did it reset? They did a site update and my whole thing reset. Are you serious? Did that pop up on screen? Because I don't want that. I definitely don't want that. Did something pop up on screen right there and make a sound? Or was that just through the site? Yeah, they updated the site. Look at this. Oh god, they've got all kinds of new stuff they added now. Ugh. Did you guys see or hear anything right there on the screen? Did it make a noise for you guys or no? If no, then we're okay. No? Okay, good. Because they updated the site, now the whole thing's screwed up. They did it on my day off, I guess. Let me do this. Okay. Hopefully this fixes it now. So let me test. This was a $5 tip. Okay, I think we're good. It was just they updated the site. It distracted the hell out of me. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. Our American lawmakers tend to have all these lofty ideas, but then they don't have a proper plan to implement them, but then they launch them anyway. So, for example, universal health care under Obamacare. Oh, this sounds great if everyone gets universal health care, except they didn't put the infrastructure in to make it work. So they launched it. They literally launched it, and then no one could get it. Like me, I moved across the country in 2014, so I lost my insurance that I had when I lived in Connecticut, and I had to apply for and get new health care here in the state of Washington. And when I contacted the state of Washington, they said, "Oh, well, we're not really like set up to do it right yet. So send us all your info and we'll get the process rolling." So I did, and then it was like months and I heard nothing. And then I contacted them again. I'm like, "Well, what's going on with this? I need health insurance." "Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I just kind of sat here for months, but now months later, we kind of have a process set up so we can just get it rolling." I was like, "But I've been here for 3, 4 months. I still don't have health care. You told me you were working on it." You know? So, you see what I'm saying? Um, that's how our government works. They rush things into practice, but then they don't have a way to actually do it. So, we're gonna change all the income tax. Okay, great. How will that work? Exactly. So there's no income tax. So then where does the money come from to run the entire country, right? Like where will the money come from? So I just, I'm nervous because when they say, "Well, we'll get rid of this tax, but we'll do this." Like one thing that they were saying was, "We want to simplify the tax code, right? We want to make it incredibly simple. We just want to make it so that you could do taxes ridiculously quick." All right. And then you're done. Okay, great. But if you simplify the tax code, what about people like me who own their own business? And I have all kinds of things in place. Like, for example, all right, this room is my studio slash office, and it's 100% exclusively used for work because I have a room in my house like this. It's able to be written off to some extent for taxes. So I save on my taxes because I have a room in my house for my home business, you see? And every year, whatever the tax law is, it fluctuates. I don't know. I have no idea. Tax people do it for me. I pay them for it. So if they simplify the tax code, does that just mean, oh, I don't get this anymore? It's gone, right? So the way I can see it is, oh, you simplify it, and people who have very simple ways that they make money, like I just work a job, I get hours, W-2, simple filing, done. Great. But what about someone like me who has all these things that are complicated that I get benefit from? That's what takes me so long to do my taxes, just for clarification. I literally count every single transaction, every expense, every dollar that comes in. It's very complicated. They could simplify it, but it may end up that I have to pay way more taxes. So, no, I don't care about, oh, it's easier to do my taxes, but I have to pay double. No, I would rather not pay double. I'll take the extra time to do the taxes the longer way if I can save money. Do you see the difference? So that's what's making me nervous is that are they going to, oh, let's rush something out there, but then it ends up screwing everything up. Other people have said, well, Trump wants to make it so that tips are not taxable. Well, that's great. But what constitutes a tip? Right now, we say that any contribution you guys give me through PayPal is a tip. Okay, it's not a donation. It cannot be classified as a donation because that's a whole different, thing with taxes. And it's not. I pay taxes on all of my income. Okay, but is there a determination between, say, if you send a super chat, if you gift a sub, or if you tip me? legally, I don't know. Can we figure that out? Would I have to figure that out? What if I do it the wrong way? I just, so that's what makes me nervous is when you change the tax code, will it benefit me or overnight? Is there going to be something that messes up and it screws me over? I don't know, but we won't know because nothing's happening yet. And the thing is, FYI, uh, anything that happens that goes through won't be affecting for another year or two anyway. These things take years to implement. They don't affect this year. This year is all the same. So, all right. So thanks guys for your support. I appreciate your early support. What are we at now? $23. Let's keep it rolling. Thanks for the super chats and the tips. Let's get our first member and our first sub of the day. We haven't had any members or subs yet. So let's try to get that momentum going, get that rolling, shall we? Okay. JDTV says, what about a Castlevania marathon? Well, the thing is, I already played all the Castlevania games, JDTV. All four of the classics. So the marathon doesn't really make sense if I've already played through them, right? Okay. All right. Very briefly, let's cover the schedule for this week. FYI, this schedule could change. Okay, it really could. It all depends on several factors, like when we hit goals, how things go with me, working on taxes and the like. But here's what we're looking at for the week so far. We've got today, Suikoden 1 HD Remake, which should be very chill and fun. Tonight, we got more Avowed. Tonight may be the night that Avowed gets retired, because tonight we're doing story, and everyone keeps telling me the story's awful. So if it's true and the story is actually awful, maybe we're retiring the game tonight. We'll find out. Tomorrow will be Black Ops 6, which I'm very excited for because we now unlocked all the Ninja Turtle content. So it's going to be fun to run around as Splinter and boot people with his staff and, be playing as Raphael and doing stuff. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good stream. I hope you'll join me for it. There's other guns we've unlocked as well that we can try, other Ninja Turtle related guns and stuff. Also, Indies Night. We're going to finish the kiosk game that we started last week. That is the game where you're making, food at a small food kiosk building. But also there's a horror twist to it. So we're probably going to wrap that up tomorrow. And if we have time, okay, we can actually play another indie game. Now, FYI, someone has donated to me a new game, Disco Elysium. Now, I don't know if you guys want to see me start Disco Elysium and try it or not. People over the years have said that it's a really great game. They think that I would enjoy, but I really don't know much about it. So I guess we'll see. Do you want Disco Elysium or not? I should probably make myself much larger. I don't know why I'm so small. It's because I was doing fighting games on Friday, and there we go. I never increased my size considering we're doing a podcast. I probably want to be visible. Then on Tuesday, it will be Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, which I'm excited for because we're going to advance the plot and we're going to actually start doing the pirate battles with the ship and everything. Okay. Tuesday night is the first night I have to take off. Okay. Have to work on these taxes. Wednesday, more of the Suikoden remake. And again, I'm probably going to be taking Wednesday night off in order to, work on this stuff. So FYI, Thursday, which is not on there yet, is probably going to be the premiere of Assassin's Creed Shadows and the next episode of Smart Guys. Now, I know you guys have questions about Smart Guys. What's going to happen with the show? Are you rolling solo? Have you been talking with possible co-hosts? Yes, I am going to be continuing with the show. Yes, I am going to be rolling solo. Yes, I have been talking with possible hosts. I've already had one or two that kind of have been eliminated for various different reasons. Like one person's like, oh, I'm interested. I'm like, have you ever been on camera before? Have you ever done a show? No. Okay, well, I don't want this to be your test run. The whole idea is to get someone who's done content before. Even if you like wrestling, I want people on this show that kind of know what they're doing. Okay? All right? I've been talking to a bunch of people, and, I'm working with them. All right? Some people already have like these big lofty ideals. I'm like, wait, what? All right, here's how it works. Smart Guys is a wrestling commentary show where I'm going to cover Raw and SmackDown. Maybe we'll change it up from time to time because I have access to AEW. I think I may have access to NXT and maybe even TNA because I have a VPN. So I think I would be able to actually get like everything if I wanted to. Okay. So, yeah. So, you know, I have all this thing, but people, oh, well, what if I come on with this guy and this guy and this guy? Wait, what? Let's relax. Let's just talk this out, you know, rationally, calmly. Let's go slow. Let's not immediately talk about, let's bring in a team of 10 people. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean? Like, let's just relax and figure this out and see what we want to do. So as for this week, there will be a Smark Guys on Thursday night, but I don't know if I'll be going solo, and I don't know if it'll be a co-host trial or not. I'm curious. We'll figure it out. But I did order a actual new pack of WWE trading cards for the show, because every $100 that we raise during Smark Guys, I will open a pack, just like I did last week. And it should be arriving soon. I think it's supposed to be arriving within the next couple of days. So I guess we'll see. Okay? Okay. All right. So that's it. Now, things could change during the week. All depends on how things go. And I'll let you guys know if and when things change. Like, already people are like, bring it. What is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? Listen, when I'm ready to announce stuff and talk about stuff, I will let you know. Fair enough? Okay, cool. All right. Well, I think we've covered the stuff that I wanted to cover up front. The one other thing that I definitely want to do is I want to react to this Silent Hill F trailer that came out the other day. You know, it came out like right as I was like doing my stuff. So I didn't get a chance to even watch it. I have not seen it. This will be my honest first time watching and reacting to this trailer. Okay? So give it a look together, shall we? Here we go. Here we are. Probably too loud. Oh, no, it might not be too loud at all. I guess we'll have to see when I hit play here. Okay. Josh Burkitty is great, Cracker Jacks. Thank you for asking. Okay. So, ready? Ladies and gentlemen, let's watch the Silent Hill F reveal trailer together. As you know, I'm a big fan of Silent Hill. I've played pretty much every game in the series. I think there's one I didn't because it's like not readily available on anything modern. But I love the series. I've played and replayed many of the games. Love survival horror. This is going to be their newest installment, and man, has there been a long time since there's been a new installment of Silent Hill. So finally, a new one will be welcome. All right, let's see what all the hoopla's about. Silent Hill F. Hopefully it's not a dud.
Shu君、嘘ついてるよね。
Oh God, it's
騙せてる
Japanese.
と思う？ひなこを。ひなこはね、死んだんだよ。
What the heck? What was going on there? What was she crouched over? Right? What the heck was that?
ひなこはお友達といつまでも一緒にいたい。
I'm blocking the subtitles. Dang it. I want to be sure you guys can read the subtitles. Hold on. There we go. Here. I'll scoot myself over a bit. Okay. That should work.
友達は永遠じゃないのよ。彼らだっていつか必ずあなたを裏切る。あなたが裏切り者と呼ばれたように。ひなこ？あ、ごめん。何？
Well, I guess it's set in Japan, which is the first, right? Silent Hill's always been set in, what, America? Now it's Japan, so that's weird, a weird change. How does that make sense? Obviously, it's not going to take place in the town of Silent Hill, then.
天秤にかける価値があるかどうか、しっかりと判断しなさい。
Ew! Stepped on a crispy hand. Squishy. Ugh. Oh, hi. That looks pleasant.
Hinako.
So, whoa. I mean, before we continue, like, it's just confusing because this is all pre-rendered. This is not in-game cutscene or in-game gameplay. So, is it first person? Is it third person? Resident Evil went first person now. Is this series going to go that way too? That latest Silent Hill game that they came out with last year, that was really short, remember? That one was first person. So I wonder if they're just going to kind of follow suit or not. It's hard to tell.
いつまでここにいる気なの?
Well, the town transformed.
自分でもおかしいと思うの。自分で自分がわからないから。
Now she's in like feudal Japan out of nowhere.
自分の気持ちが。
Oh, are they going for an aspect where the normal town is a real like modern town in Japan, but then when it goes to the Silent Hill side, she ends up getting sucked into the past of feudal Japan? That would be an interesting take. I don't know how the hell that ties into the lore of Silent Hill, though.
自分で理解できない。私かお前の夢の中ってことはないよな。
Yeah.
Hinako.
It's gonna be a disturbing
もう時間がない
game.
のよ。あなたが生かされたという
Look at that.
ことは
Oh, God. It's gonna be
ここに
creepy
至って
stuff,
も
man.
まだ迷いがあるということなのね。あなたがそれに悩める時
Also, no sirens.
間はもう尽きかけている。
No air raid sirens. Oh, yummy.
あなたは誰なの？さっきからなんで何もわからないふりをしているの？私はね、あんたをすぐに殺すこともできたんだよ。全部奪ったな。
I have no idea what this plot is, man.
全部私から奪ったな。
Wow. I have no clue what this plot is.
それではお別れを。あなたが幸せをつかんでくれることを願っています。
Oh. Well. It looks disturbing as heck. It looks scary as heck. I just don't know what it's going to be. It looks like it might be third person because she picked up the weapon like you would do in regular Silent Hill and beat the enemies with it. So maybe it will be third person again, which I probably prefer because now we have so many first person horror games. But it's really hard to read, right? Like at this point, it's probably early on. We don't know. Maybe we don't know when it's coming out. It just says wish list now, right? There's no date here. So obviously, I mean, this changes a few things. Silent Hill has always been tied to that town, that place. And although these different people have different ties to it, it always seems to tie back to Silent Hill. In this case, is it Silent Hill? I don't know. Like, what does this have to do with Silent Hill? Are they going to pull a Resident Evil where now it has nothing to do with Umbrella and the T-Virus, but instead now there'll be like some overlapping horror arc where there's this haunted dimension, but it's in other places too. It's not just in Silent Hill. Like maybe all the games up to now took place there, but now this one, they're going to show that there's actually other haunted places in other parts of the country too, right? Or not country, world. This is Japan, right? Huh. I did like the aspect that somehow she got sucked back into the past. That seems pretty unique to me. So I wonder how it's going to work, honestly. I don't know. Looks good. That's all I have to say. Like, it looks good. There's with so limited information, there's only so much you can say. I think it looks good, and I have hopes for it. I mean, at this point, any Silent Hill is better than no Silent Hill. We've wanted Silent Hill to return in so long, but I think the main criticism that everyone's going to say is it really Silent Hill if it doesn't take place in Silent Hill? And that, I'm not going to argue with you. You know, is it really Final Fantasy if they change all the elements that made it Final Fantasy? It's still a good game, but is it Final Fantasy? That's what happened with Final Fantasy 16. So what about this? Is it Silent Hill If it plays like Silent Hill and has horror aspects, but it has nothing to do with the lore and the location of Silent Hill, then is it Silent Hill? Or are they just going ahead and doing this on purpose because they want the name notoriety and they hope that the game will sell more copies because they called it Silent Hill F, right? I mean, again, does it even have the actual the air raid siren when it's going from real world to horror world? And that's like a synonymous thing with Silent Hill. So, all right. Personally, I think it looks good. I'll play it. I'm excited for it. I wish we had more info about it. We don't, but I'm down for it when it comes out. Could be a great playthrough, especially if it comes out maybe later this year. Sweet. Okay. Good stuff. All right, so folks. Super Bonchan says maybe they should have just called it a Ring Grudge whatever game, not Silent Hill. Yeah, again, they could have called it exactly. They could have just named it something different and didn't have to say Silent Hill. Even if it plays like Silent Hill, people are going to have issue. I know they are. People are very they're very defensive of the intellectual property that they know and love and grew up with. You can't just, oh, here's a new game in the series. Okay, what does it have to do with it, right? Silent Hill 4 and 5 don't take place in Silent Hill either. Well, Silent Hill 4, you're just stuck in that room, but then you kind of get sucked into Silent Hill via the room, which is bizarre. I don't know which one is Silent Hill 5, because there's too many. I don't know which one is Silent Hill 5. Which one was 5? Yeah, they're trying to benefit from the name. Was Downpour 5? Was it? I played Downpour. That was actually the first Silent Hill game I ever played because it was a new release back in the day when I was starting on YouTube, and I played it, and I actually really liked it. It was Homecoming. Okay, did I play Homecoming? Sounds familiar. I feel like I did. Good morning, Mark. How you doing, man? Yes, I had a good day off. Yeah. See, I see it going both ways. Like, if they don't tie it into Silent Hill, then people are going to be upset that, why did you call it Silent Hill? But let's say they do tie it into Silent Hill and it becomes like Resident Evil. How Resident Evil is now like, oh, there's a spore or a fungus that's mutating people. It's like, wait, what? The whole idea was supposed to be a virus turning people into zombies and monsters. Now you're just fucking fungus creatures all over the world. There's villages of this shit. Like, what are you talking about? You've overblown the plot, right? It's jumped the shark. And I feel like, sadly, if they're like, oh, so there's pocket horror dimensions all over the world. It's not just the town of Silent Hill, but anywhere where something awful and traumatic happened, you get sucked into this horror world. People are going to be like, ugh. Ugh. You ruined it. The whole idea was that it was supposed to be based around this one thing, right? Yes, I know Fatal Frame and Forbidden Siren. I've played them both. And yes, of course, this has similar atmosphere to those games because it's also set in Japan. Correct. Well, why does it have to happen in one spot? How does that ruin it? Well, why does it have to be called Silent Hill? Right? Why does it have to be called Silent Hill then? Okay. Anyway, well, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover for today. We've got it done. So now we will open up the stream to Q&A for about 30 minutes or so till the end of the show, unless we run out, in which case we could just move on to Suikoden, okay? So let's see what you guys want to talk about today. Remember, tag me in the chat. Any contributions come in, I will shout them out. What's up, King Michael? Good morning. How you doing? I would argue that Silent Hill is on par with Resident Evil. Yes, I would. Resident Evil originally had its roots kind of steeped in reality. meaning it was supposed to be like realistic horror. What if an evil corporation actually engineered a virus and they were meaning to make biological weapons with it, like the hunters, but it went wrong and started mutating everyone into a zombie. It was uncontrollable. Like it's supposed to be like a realistic horror. But now with, excuse me, Silent Hill was more of a supernatural horror. What if there was such a horrendous occurrence at a spot where so many died in this horrible way that a pocket dimension of demons was created that anyone who goes there that has psychological trauma can immediately manifest their trauma as something real that stalks and haunts them. It's completely different premises. One in science and more trying to be realistic. This could happen versus completely supernatural, right? But I think they're still great. They're both great horror franchises. I did play Manhunt. Yes, I did. We played it for several different, I think twice for marathons, horror marathons, we did Manhunt. I don't like them though. I don't like sneaking gameplay to begin with. The entire game is like old school sneaking, so I don't like them. Lorraine Tide says, look up the Titanic Lego set. If it's a super expensive Lego set with a giant boat, I mean, to be honest, I don't like Titanic anyway. I don't think that one's going to make much sense. That's probably not what I'd be interested in. I've heard of Clock Tower. I didn't hear about Clock Tower Rewind. No wrestling sims next month. If we do wrestling sims this year, I'll just buy WWE later in the year when it's cheap, and then we'll do them for like the holidays or something. Okay? Like I have no desire to buy WWE 2K25 right now. Once again, no one's really sold me on this game being something you guys are going to want to see. It's just another yearly installment, but I would consider maybe later in the year when it's discounted buying it to do some sims, for something special at the end of the year. Ren Jesse James says the Titanic Lego is $670. He got it and took him a few months to build off and on. Yeah, I don't think that's something we'll be doing. Thanks, Adam Theory, for a $2 super chat. I appreciate that. Speaking of which, guys, let's get some support going. As you remember, these last few streams where I've played Suikoden 1. Crap. 23. We've actually hit our goals. And it's because we usually had a rallying of support early on the podcast that carried then into the stream. I would love to do that again. Let's keep that going so we could do our DSP Tries It this week of British food, namely meat pies and more. So, yeah, again, we have no subs or memberships. It would be great to get some subs or memberships, but I'm appreciative of anything. If you want super chats or tips as well are great. So let's get it rolling, please. Thank you. Let's get some momentum going because once one or two things come in, other things tend to start rolling in as well. Yes, Rebel scum this. I'm aware of that. He says there's a Steam spring sale going on with good deals on games. That's why someone gifted me Disco Elysium. They said there was like a giant sale, so they got it for me. Wanderstop finally came out. Did it? I had heard about that one. This is the one where it's that woman is making like a coffee shop, right? We had seen this. Yeah, we had seen this we had seen the preview of this at some point during one of those game fests. I'll wishlist it. It's a possibility for the future. It's like $22. Wanderstop. Okay. Yes, we did play God Hand. We played it for a marathon. Hilarious game. Tough, though. Tough, but hilarious game. Doom 2016 I absolutely love. It was Doom Eternal I didn't like. Doom 2016 I thought was amazing. How much would you have to donate for me to try an edible on stream? Nothing, because I'm not going to do that. I don't do stunts and stuff like that on stream. I have no desire to try an edible. No, I have not played the Last Faith Metroidvania-style Bloodborne-like. No, because no one seems to like Metroidvania games in my content. I've tried them many times over the years, and they usually fail horribly. The only one that ever worked was Metroid Dread. Really, like, seriously. And I've tried different ones. Metroid Dread worked. Everything else, everyone kind of, like, just kind of crapped on. So, thank you, Kershate. Kershate. What a name. For a membership. That's our first member of the day. That is not Kershate. That is. So that counts for 3. Gets up to 28. Thank you, guys. Who's going to follow suit? First of all, we really need a sub over on Kick. Who's going to be the first sub on Kick this morning? Let's get one. Are VIP badges still available? Yeah. I haven't done anything with them in ages, actually, right? I mean, even the last marathon, I didn't even bring it up. Like I said, I usually bring it up from time to time when people are interested. Let me look here. Rolls. Yeah, we currently have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 19. We only have 19 VIPs on the channel. I don't know what the limit is. I don't remember. I can't remember, actually. Should we do some wheeling and dealing today? Perhaps? Are people interested in getting the VIP badge or buying the VIP badge for somebody? DJ Trump was banned because he brought up a toxic meme. That is not allowed. I said no drama, and he decided to go ahead and do it anyway. So now he can be banned until he emails me and apologizes for doing it and says he won't do it again. He knows the rules. And by the way, it's not the first time this has happened with him. It's a series of bad behavior. We're not dumb. You could sit there with your emotes all day long. All right? Seriously. He knows better than that because he's already been through this before. Yet he's still acting the same way. So that's a pattern of bad behavior, which makes me believe he's not going to change. He needs to stop with the bullshit. No one thinks it's funny, especially me. No one. Chimchar, would you like to be next? Because now you're doing it. Would you like to be next? All right, someone just did a direct threat, so they're going to be banned. I mean, that was really stupid. You actually think you're going to threat the streamer and this is going to get you somewhere, huh? Goodbye. Okay, anyway. So I guess we can do the deal on Kick, all right, where basically I was doing 25 gifted subs for a VIP. Today we'll do the discount. We'll do 20. 20 gifted subs for a VIP badge. Okay? I'll do the discount for today. Or 25 gifted subs, I'll give you a VIP and an OG badge. I'll do both if you do 25. There you go. That'll be the deal for today. And you can gift it to someone else as well. I didn't take DJ Trump's OG badge. You don't lose badges when you get banned. Did you know that? You don't lose badges. That's not true at all. That's legit not true. I guess you guys are misinformed. Yeah, when you get banned on Kick, you still keep everything. You have to have stuff manually removed. Dan the Man just did it. Dan the Man just gifted a whopping 25 subs on Kick. So Dan, I don't know if you want the badges because you have them, right? I don't know if you want to give them to someone. That's up to you. Tell me what you want to do. Rebecca? Is that the full name, or is I need to know the real name to give it to? What is the actual account name that you want me to give that to? Rebecca Real? That's the full name? Okay. Let me get it. Let's see. Okay, I hope I'm giving it to the right person because there's 2 Rebecca accounts, so hopefully this is the correct one. Okay, I just gave the VIP and the OG to Rebecca. So hopefully that did go to the right person. My apologies if it didn't, but hopefully it did. And let me now get Dan on the leaderboard. Thank you so much, Dan. Ginormous contribution. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm gassy today. Oh. So that is 125, which means you've done it. Wow, I seriously didn't even realize. That means we have hit the goal for the stream, 65 out of 70, which means, ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely official. We hit the goal. Taxes are paid. The coffers have been filled. Thank you all for supporting my content. Thank you for hitting the goals, crushing the trolls, and another day having chill fun here on my channel. I really appreciate that. And Dan, of course, so much support. Appreciate that. Thank you so very, very much. Dan, if people are bothering you, let me know and I will remove them because there's a lot of idiots in Kick Chat today. Very good. Well, if DJ Trump emails me right now and apologizes and says, "All right, I get it. I shouldn't have brought up that meme," then I'll ban him immediately. And he hasn't lost any of his crowns or nothing. Don't worry about that. Okay? I'll only ever remove a badge or a crown if someone is actually like egregiously messing around, like egregiously doing something fucked up and they're not coming back. But in the case of DJ Trump, he didn't do anything egregious, but he already knows better than that because he's already had this happen before, Okay. Is there a limit to the VIPs that Kit gives? I honestly don't know. People used to tell me it was like 70 or 80. Then people said it was 100, but I only have like 20. I only have like 20. To be honest, I don't bring it up that often, right? I bring it up, like twice a month? So then people remember about it and will take advantage of it. I don't really bring it up. So because of that, I don't really have that many, But that today, how about that? Since I gave that deal to Dan, now I have to extend that deal to everyone today. If there's anyone on Kick who wants to take advantage of this, all right, 20 gifted subs, you get VIP. For 25, you get both VIP and OG badges today. Why? Because we're trying to hit goals to see if we can do this British food as soon as possible, maybe even tomorrow. Do I think we're going to hit 5 goals by the end of today? No. But, might as well at least toss it out there and make it available. Right? Okay. What do you guys think? Should I let Moon Knight 7 back? Because they got banned like days ago, and they've been emailing me a couple times apologizing profusely. But I don't know if I believe them. What do you guys think? Should I unban Moon Knight? Yes. Some people say yes, some people say no. All right. If he, I'll unban, but if he does it again, that's gonna be it. There he is. Is it Moon? Is it Moonlight? No, it's Moon One Night 7. How the fuck do you say that? If you're gonna make a name in a chat, make it so you could pronounce it with a mouth. Not that you have to say like 17 characters and weird combinations. There we go. What's my favorite Assassin's Creed game? Probably in the 2 trilogy, I think I liked Brotherhood the most because that was the one where you started making the Assassins Guild, but it retained gameplay and improved upon it from the first game. Story-wise, no, but gameplay-wise, yeah. And then probably 4. But if you're talking the current open world ones, I think Odyssey was the best one in that trilogy. I told you, if DJ Trump emails me, I will unban him right now. But he has to email me and say, hey, I'm sorry that I did that, and I won't do it again. Because he's already had this happen. So once I get the email, he'll be unbanned immediately. The ball's in his court. Okay. No, it's not an apology fetish. It's that he has to show remorse for knowing that he did something wrong, and then he's not going to do it again, or else what the hell is the what's the point? What's up, piss style man? What the hell does that name? Why would you want to be known on the internet as piss style man? I just don't understand when people are selecting their names. My name is going to be 3 letters, 17 characters, a weird symbol no one can type without like a special combination of buttons, and then 2. So what the hell is your name? I can't say that. And then my name is Big Poopy Face. Oh, great. No, I'm not trying to make scat humor. His name is actually Piss Style Man. I don't know why. Can you tell when someone is remorseful? Of course not. Someone could be facetious or lying, and that's okay. I mean, there's nothing you could do about that. You're not psychic. But at least then, if you give someone a chance to reform from doing something they knew was wrong, and they claim that they will not do it again, okay, and then they do it again, then it's not on you, it's on them. You know, at least you gave them the chance. No, I'm not playing Split Fiction. You know, it's a co-op game and meant to be experienced co-op wise. So I'm not going to play it and then be like, oh, it's not good single player. Yeah, no shit. I'm not stupid. I mean, that'd be pretty dumb and wouldn't be treating it very fairly, would it? All right. We still got time, guys. You want to tag me in the chat and have some Q&A? If any other contributions come in, I'll shout them out. This would be a prime time to possibly hit multiple goals in a stream, and we could get much closer to our DSP Tries It reward. Remember, I'm not going to be doing as many streams this week because of stuff, so, you know, the sooner the better to do this British food that we never tried before, right? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? If a woodchuck could chuck wood, a woodchuck would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck can chuck. Here's your answer. Did I hear about Space Marine 3? I know Space Marine 3, it was announced, but I mean, just a plain announcement versus any information about it. I mean, I'm glad they're making another one because the last one was a decade ago and it took them so long to make this one. But it's good to hear that this one did well and now they're making a sequel right away. That's cool. Oh, my nose itches. No, I would never do sim racing. I'm not into simulations when it comes to cars. I'm not a car guy, so I don't really like it. I like more arcadey racing. Oh, really? Itchy says, there's rumors GameCube games may come to Nintendo Online. What's your favorite GameCube game? I barely played any GameCube games. I don't even know, like, what would be there. I mean, we played Sunshine, and that was an interesting playthrough to say the least. Wow, is that game different from other Mario games? Um, but outside of Sunshine, I don't know. I wonder what games would come on there and to try. I'd be interested. That would be cool. What's up, Turtle Dude? How are you today? Welcome. I received a $5 tip from Mars Inhabitant. I say no to letting the lifelong gifted sub sock account. Society rejects will never behave or reform. Just be thankful for Trump who will remove them from your chat and put money back in your pockets. There you go. Now, I'm well aware that there were casino simps who were part of my audience there for a while, and now they're not going to be anymore, but they're going to pretend to want to hang around and be cool just so they can sit there and pocket diss and be stupid, and they're just going to get weeded out. They know they are. I mean, they know that they're not long for this world if they're going to act like that. I mean, yes, let me just unban this guy because all his butt buddies here are going to fucking spam emotes in the chat when they're just sitting here so that they could just dump on me when they get a chance, right? Like, no. How about no? How about I will not do that because I'm not stupid, right? All right. There we go. Morons. Of course they're going to make more sock accounts, but I'll very much enjoy crushing them every day and wasting their time. That's the point. You don't make it easy for them. You make it so that it's actually a hindrance so that eventually they just stop because they realize that I'm never going to stop crushing them. Yeah, it takes 1 minute and it takes me half a second. I still win. Oh, no, I'm not getting rid of kick. My kick's been doing good, and I'm going to keep my kick for a while. I will keep kick for sure. There is definitely an audience there. There's definitely people who enjoy the content there, and there's people who support me there. There's no way I'm leaving kick. Let's see here. Mr. Puffy Nipples did a $2.25 tip and says, I think between 2009 and 2015, we had great games. Infamous, Last of Us, Witcher, LA Noire, and more. Yeah, it's like I said, it used to be so different, right? Every year, you knew that there were going to be AAA studios that were going to be pumping out banger after banger, as they say today, right? You knew that when BioWare or Capcom or Konami or one of the Sony studios like Santa Monica or whatever, Rockstar, or every year there was like 10, 15 studios, and they're all going to come out with a game this year, and everyone will be amazing. Every game will blow us away. And now these games come out, and you're like, I don't know if it's going to be any good. I don't know if it's going to be worth my time. I don't know. I just want to see a million other people play it first. I want to read 17 reviews and watch streams of it because these games come out unfinished, wonky, and just uninspired and unfun half the time. Gaming has stagnated, for sure. As someone who's now been in this gaming space for nearly 17 years making content, I can tell you gaming has stagnated. There is very little originality. The good games are few and far between. There's just too much of the same kind of crap that's shoveled out every single year. It's sad. See you tonight, Cracker Jacks. Thanks for stopping by for the show. I'm glad you enjoy the streams, Jalen. That is true. Theo says Capcom was Crapcom around 2015. Yeah, there's certain companies that get ups and downs, right? They're great, then they suck, but then they're great again. So that makes me feel like when you get a company that's sad, like BioWare right now is really down in the dumps, maybe they can come back. Maybe the new Mass Effect game will actually be good. I can't trust them. I can't believe and say 100% yes, but I got to feel like there's something there to feel that maybe they can get back to their roots, right? That I like the Watch Dogs games. Watch Dogs 1 was good but not great. Watch Dogs 2 was great. Watch Dogs 3 was atrociously bad. And now they've essentially killed the series, which is why I haven't heard anything since Legion about anything, right? Nope, Call of Duty's tomorrow. Yeah, so perfect example, since we're on the topic, right? Here's what's coming out in the next couple of months for game releases. Ready? Okay, this week, Assassin's Creed Shadows, which already people are already all over the place on. Is it good? Is it not? Right? We've got Atomfall. Again, a game where people are kind of all over the place. It could be good. It might not be good. It depends on if it's inspired or not. If it feels too much like Fallout and other games, we don't know. South of Midnight. To me, it looks good. It looks like a unique plot, unique art style, and plays kind of like Infamous. And if that's the case, I'm down for it. But it's Xbox Game Studios, and they have had a lot of subpar games. Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, a game that looked great, played great, and then had awful online play. Like legit awful connections and online. And it was so bad, they're really hoping to do another beta before the game comes out. And I think they need it, because if it doesn't, I don't think it's going to sell very well. Clear Obscure Expedition 33. That looks great. It kind of reminds me of like a Lost Odyssey style game that has its own art style and plot and everything going for it, but it's an RPG, and RPGs haven't done great. They haven't. RPGs have, in the last couple of years, there's been such an influx and overload of RPGs that you don't know if it's going to be good or not, or if it's going to actually sell. Metal Eden, which seems to be like Doom, coming out a week before the new Doom. And then we've got the new Doom, the Dark Ages. Will it be any good? Is it going to follow Eternal? Is it going to follow 2016? Is it going to be a hybrid of the two? We don't know. Capcom Fighting Collection 2, which is going to be awful because there's no crossplay, there's no actual quality of life features, and that will die within a couple of months. The Onimusha 2 remake, which I'm actually excited for because I like the Onimusha 1 remake, so hopefully that's good. Elden Ring Night Rain, which we played the beta of, and actually it was quite good. Well, actually it wasn't the beta, it was the network test. That I really liked. I'm looking forward to, but you have to ask the question, what's the longevity when the game itself is only a loop of about an hour, right? Doing all 3 day cycle, it's only an hour. So even if the game has 5-6 different cycles you can do, you can realistically see all the content of the game within like a day. So I don't know how that's going to go. It might not have the longevity of other games from FromSoft. Lost Soul Aside. Actually, I don't even remember what that is, to be honest. I don't even remember what that is. Death Stranding 2. Could be good, might not be good. Looked good cinematically. Doesn't mean it's going to translate into a good game to play. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 remake. As long as it's as good as the last one, I think we'll do good. That was over the summer, right? Metal Gear Delta Snake Eater. I think that's going to sell like crazy. Hell Is Us is kind of a question mark. Looks good, though. Directive 8020, another one that looks pretty good. And Ninja Gaiden 4. So that's what we've got kind of lined up for the rest of the year, right? Out of all of those, what's the killer app? What's the one that's the big game for this year? Don't know. And that's how it is. Like, oh, here's all these games. Are any of them actually blockbusters? Are any of these going to like go crazy and have the entire gaming world abuzz? Don't know. I guess we'll see, but I feel like there's none. The one that will do it this year will absolutely, positively be GTA 6. GTA 6 would blow it out of the water. But will it come out this year? We don't know. Okay. I received a $2 tip. Someone's wondering, do I have any plans to grow my audience? I seem to be a niche style streamer, but is there any way that I feel like I could blow up my audience? I mean, we've talked about this a lot. I could blow up my audience if I completely change who I am to be one of these topics or style of content creators that blow up because they're virally popular. Drama. That's about it. Like that's the one way to do something like that. And I've expressed time and time again, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a drama creator. I don't want to cause problems. I don't want to get into arguments. I don't want to be at other people's throats constantly, even though the entire internet wants me to do that because they've seen hints of greatness. I it's not who I am. Again, maybe if this was 10, 15 years ago, all right, and I had seen that, I would have been like, "Oh yeah, let's do it." But at this point, I'm older. I'm happy. I don't want to make problems for myself or others. I don't want to be constantly stressed and drama and bullshit. Oh, when I get a chance to look up 2007 and the game releases of that year, my mind would be blown in comparison to the quality or lack thereof that we get these days. Oh yeah. All right. Anything else? Or are we good? I think we covered a lot. It was a pretty, comprehensive podcast covering a lot of things. Thank you, Dan the Man, and everyone else for allowing me to already exceed one goal. Maybe possibly hitting another by the end of this stream is awesome. That's a great start to the week, and I really appreciate that. Is there anyone else who has anything else to bring up before we start with Suikoden? DHD says, do you think it's maybe because some game companies are working on Switch too? Yes and no. Like, I'm absolutely sure game companies are working on Switch too, but let's be honest, the biggest games for Switch 2 are Nintendo exclusives. So, yeah, the new Mario Kart will absolutely be a blockbuster. I have no doubts about it, right? If there's a new standard platformer Mario game, 100% that's going to blow sales numbers. It's going to be huge, right? But that's kind of a given. What I'm talking about is kind of like the more universal games, cross-platform stuff that ends up being high profile and big success. And we don't really see a lot of that these days, right? Oh, yeah? JDTV says Sea of Stars is getting some DLC in spring. Yeah, I would love to go back to Sea of Stars. Right now, we're kind of doing retro vibe stuff with Suikoden. Maybe we will play Sea of Stars later this year. I don't know. We'll see. There's still people asking me to go back and play Stardew Valley. There's still people asking me, when am I going to bring back the retro React nights on Throwback? And it's like, I just don't have answers for everyone because it seems like we've got so much going on, right? People want me to do all these, do Smart Guys, do the Lego nights, but also do retro games, but also do indie games. But you got to stick with Call of Duty, but you got to play the hottest new games. So then how do I do retro React nights? How do I do, I get it. And you know what? I'm happy that people have all these ideas and want me to do all this content. Thank you for that. I'd much rather have it be, I've got too much going on and my time is valuable and it's hard to figure the schedule out, than I just got nothing going on and everything's boring. Okay? Oh, got a couple more tips here. Let's see. Dollar tip, I recommend you an indies night. Getting a game like Fields of Mystria and Hylix. Hylix is actually $1 right now. We're doing an Indies night tomorrow night. We're finishing Kiosk, and then we're determining what we want to do next. And I always take suggestions. Depending on how long it takes to beat Kiosk will determine if I actually play another game during that stream, or if we just kind of look around and maybe we play new ones the stream after. We'll see. I do Indies pretty regularly now. Okay. Thank you for anonymous $2 tip. They said a bunch of stuff, and I appreciate the input. That's all I'm going to say, because it really has nothing to do with what we're doing right now, but I do appreciate the input. Thank you. Okay. Are we good? All right. Let's end the show. It's time for Suikoden. I'm excited. I know many of you are going to leave because you're like, oh, classic JRPGs. I can't stand them. Slow-paced, good games from the past, horrible. I got to go, right? I get it. But for those of you who are going to stick around, I hope you're going to enjoy. I love this game. We're actually in a good part where we're going around advancing the story. We're recruiting a bunch of people. It's fun. So we're actually at the end, I believe, of the elf and dwarf arc. And then you end up going to another part and recruiting more people. So it should be fun. I think we may soon be coming up against our big army battle, which is the first of many in the game. So, yeah, I think pretty soon within a couple of streams, we may see our first big army battle happen, which is very fun. All right. Anyway, thank you guys so very much for a great return stream. I hope that you enjoyed. I sure did. Tomorrow, of course, we'll recap everything that I did today. If any new game news or the like pops up, we'll talk more about this big 100 goal reward when we hit it and more. Thank you all. I appreciate you. And I'll see you tomorrow on the Level 1 podcast.